¿Qué pasó? Welcome back, everybody. We are here on Thursday. This is episode 723. Yep, that one. So we've got some fun stuff for you guys, some fun updates. It's kind of what Jimmy and I have been up to. If you guys are new to the podcast, Thursday's episodes are, we just seem to get ourselves into some fun shenanigans, get ourselves into trouble. We like to play around with vehicles and play around with our families, play around in the outdoors, play around indoors. And we can tell you guys about it. And for some reason, you guys like listening to it. So whatever, we'll keep doing it.
Yep.
I had mainly just 4th of July. We had some Dodge problems. Go figure.
Okay.
And planning, I guess, for this week really is what it came down to.
Okay. Yeah. I have a small Jeep update from my buddy I changed the spark plugs on.
Okay.
And then 4th of July stuff and some updates on Bobcat.
Sweet. I want to hear about the Jeep update because I'm kind of curious because that one I didn't feel like we got closure on it.
Okay.
So
yeah.
I need some closure.
Okay. Yeah.
Did you guys burn it down?
Almost.
Throw it off a cliff.
Pretty much.
Where they deserve and belong to be.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah. No, the update is it didn't solve the problem.
Oh, okay.
And so changing out the spark plugs isn't the conclusion of this story. I told him next to, which is something that he can do on his own. He was a little intimidated about diving a little deeper into the engine.
Mm-hmm.
But there is access to cylinders 1, 3, and 5, which are on the passenger side.
Okay.
And the code is being thrown for cylinder 3.
Yeah.
And so I said, take the coil pack from cylinder 1 and put it on cylinder 3, and take the coil pack from cylinder 3 and put it on cylinder 1.
Good. Yeah.
And then that way we'll see if the code changes from 3 to 1 in the future. And that will answer if the coil pack is bad or if there's a problem somewhere else.
Yeah.
And so he's in the process of doing that.
Okay.
Now. Spaghetti reached out to me.
Oh.
And he said that his Jeep has had this similar problem. And it's like an oil pressure sensor. That is, did you see that post, that comment? And it's like deep in the engine for a $10 part.
Yep.
So if it's not the coil packs, then I think we might be trying to do that sensor.
Okay.
Or he might be taking it in at that point.
Okay.
Because it's sort of like the easy things are kind of done.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's a time for let the real professionals kind of solve the problem.
Okay.
So we'll decide whether we're going to change that oil pressure sensor or if we want to go that deep into the engine to get to that.
Mm-hmm.
But he can change the coil packs himself. There's that passenger side is open so that you don't have to take really anything apart to get to them.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and fortunately the BMS, the system is saying is not BMS. What's the
ECM?
The ECM. Thank you. What the
ECM, ECU, PCM, whatever you want to call them.
What the computer is saying the bad cylinder is a side that we have easy access to.
Nice.
So that's fortunate. So, the spark plugs didn't solve it. He's swapping off the coils and then we'll figure out what to do next.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. I like it.
Yeah. So besides
engine troubleshooting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Besides that, 4th of July was really kind of mellow for me. So 4th of July was a Saturday, right? Yeah.
Yes, it was. Yep.
So Thursday, I went to a going away party for a friend.
Mm-hmm.
One of the guys that I do theater stuff, build the sets with.
Okay.
And he's actually has been in a few shows. And the director of one of the main directors of that theater was kind of doing a going away party at his house for this guy, Dan. And so we went over there, we had cigars. I'm not really a cigar smoker, but if I get invited over to have a cigar once in a blue moon, I'll try it.
Okay.
And I went to like a smoke shop and to go buy a cigar.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I know nothing about cigars. Yeah. I need a cigar for this party. And the guy behind the counter is like, I know nothing about cigars, but
Okay. That's the perfect kind of employee you want working at a cigar shop.
Right. Well, it's not a cigar shop. It's,
gotcha.
It's a smoke shop.
Oh, right? Okay.
So
Got
it's
it.
all of the smoking involved. But he's like, but the Cuban rejects are really popular. I was like, okay, I'll get a Cuban reject. And I think that's a hilarious name.
Yeah.
So I bought a Cuban reject, and I bought one in a fancy little glass thing that's wax top to give Dan as a giveaway item or a going away present.
Mm-hmm.
And and so we went over there, and I brought a few bottles of whiskey, and we hung out, drank a few bottles, hanging out, smoked. I smoked one cigar. They smoked a few.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, oh crap, it's 1 a.m.
Oh, jeez.
And then, so I got an Uber home that night. And
that was on Saturday, on 4th?
No, that was Thursday.
Okay.
But on Saturday the 4th, we went back to the same guy's house.
Okay.
And so we did 4th of July there. He was hosting a party. He says it's a rager. Like there's tons of people over.
Mm-hmm.
It's always a great time.
Mm-hmm.
And when we were there, I was like, this is really mellow. Like you had me going.
Jimmy is definitely judging people based on raging parties.
Yeah. Well, if you tell me this is a rager, like I think I've been to a few ragers.
Uh-huh.
That was not a rager.
Okay.
Granted, we weren't there very late.
Okay.
So we left at like 7 and we went back to our house. And so maybe later in the night, more people show up because they can do fireworks in that area.
Okay.
And maybe they've just had a bunch more drinks and it becomes more of a rager.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I missed the raging part and I just had but it was a good party. It was a little pool party. They had a bunch of good food. They had a bunch of good drinks. I left my whiskey there from the few nights before. So they were there for people to sample and have for the party. And yeah, it was a fun time. We ended up talking to another theater family. Unfortunately, the mini assistant isn't with us this week. She's with her dad for 4th of July, and then she's there this following week.
Okay.
Yep. So we didn't have the mini assistant this year, but and then we came home like 7-ish, and then we relaxed and didn't do much, just sort of relaxed for a little bit, decompressed. And then we made some popcorn. We made a few drinks. We got a few bottles of whiskey and got our chairs. And we walked up our hill to one of our neighbors' driveways.
Mm-hmm.
And we posted up in their driveway. And because we can see the fireworks from their driveway from like Lincoln almost all the way down to Sacramento.
Wow.
We can see every show that happens from this hill. So they're really far away, but you can still see, they're still popping off and you can still see them. And the sound hits you like 45 seconds later and stuff.
Okay.
But it was kind of funny because we were posted up in the driveway and then the neighbors came down and they're like, hey, the neighbors that are their neighbors with are out of town and they actually have a better view than the driveway. Oh. So we walked up to their property and sat on there. Like they have like a little outdoor kitchen kind of area. And we sat there and we were watching the fireworks. And I was like, I don't think they're gone. And I'm like looking and I see like a TV on and I'm like moving and and from the other side of the hill, okay. you can see Auburn's and El Dorado Hills fireworks. And so I was like, I wonder if their fireworks are going off. So I walked to beyond their pool and looked down the other side of the hill and there was somebody walking into the chicken coop. And I'm like,
there's somebody here.
And I start looking at my phone and I was like, I don't have the mom's phone number in my phone. And supposedly the dad and the kids were out wheeling. The whole family was supposed to be out wheeling. But I'm like, I'm pretty sure the mom's home. And so I look at my phone and I'm like, I don't have her number, who is actually the same person. And I don't know why I didn't have her number in my phone. She's the one that made the hats for the Snail Trail 4x4 gift box. And she's the one that does the coolers. 5-year gifts for the coolers. Yeah. And so I went back and I'm like, I'm pretty sure the mom is home and I don't have her phone number. Anybody have her phone number to warn her that we might be on their property, you know? And then one of the other mom was like, yeah, I got it. And so she starts messaging them and then their dog comes running out It's just rah, 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 rah. You know, and granted, like the dog is being a guard dog, right?
It's doing its job.
Yeah, and it runs up to the other dog that was out there, and then we're like, and then we
was
know
it a little wiener dog?
No, it was. They're both. One's a German Shepherd mix, and the other one's I'm not sure. They're both German Shepherd-esque.
Okay,
but they're both dark furred. So
okay,
I don't know.
Short fur, long fur,
medium fur.
Okay,
medium longer fur. I don't know.
Really dark head into a lighter body, or
not a lighter body.
Darker, darker body.
Yeah. I don't know
if it was a Malinois then.
I don't. They're for the most part, they're both mixes. I believe. And we know the dog's name, so we're yelling the dog's name. It's Ruger, right? We're Ruger, hi Ruger, you know. And then when she heard us saying that we knew the dog's name, she came out kind of like, "What is going on?" And so the other dad and I walk over and we're like, "So sorry, we thought you guys were out of town. We didn't think you'd mind if we came up and like watched the fireworks from here." And she's like, "Oh no, I don't mind. You guys kind of just startled me." Yeah. I'm like, we fully, 100%. 10 o'clock at night, there's a group of random people in your front yard or
I'd
your
send
backyard.
a Ruger after you too.
Hell yeah, a different type of Ruger.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so that was kind of funny. It all ended well. I sent her a message the next day once I went through my email and I was like, why don't I have her number?
Yeah.
So got her number in my emails and was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like we all assumed you guys were all out camping and we apologize for startling you, blah, blah, blah. But that was kind of funny. But the fireworks were fun. We hung out there. We had a few drinks. That was about it after the Roseville fireworks show ended, which would have been one of the closest one to us. The Auburn fireworks were going off. So we kind of just turned our chairs around, watched Auburn's go off. And then after that, we walked back down the hill to our house. And that was the end of 4th of July for the most part.
Okay.
4th of July day, though, in the morning, Hussman came over.
Oh.
And we started ripping apart Bobcat.
Okay.
Yep. And it was nice to have an extra, like I could have done it myself, but it's always nice to have another set of hands around, especially when you're moving around an axle or do some stuff. They're not, Toyota axles aren't super heavy, but they're not.
They're cumbersome for one person to handle.
Yeah, they're way easier when there's two people there.
Yes.
And it was funny. It was a good thing he was there because I was like, okay, I got to remove the shocks. I got to remove the leaf springs. I got to remove all this stuff. And he's like, why? I'm like, yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why I had that in my head. We just need to undo the U-bolts and take like the brake line off. And that's really about it.
Hang from the truck.
Yeah, I'll let the rest hang. So, that was kind of funny. And so, pretty quick, pulled that out probably within an hour. Took that off, completely disassembled the axle because I'm swapping housings. I did have a few people on Instagram say like, why aren't you just welding it back up? Which is totally doable. And I probably could, but I already have another axle housing that's ready to go. And this one's already been welded up before and it's breaking again. And the leaf spring perches are bad. So if to really fix that, the leaf spring perches are bad because I have had axle wrap for so long. Yep. And so where the leaf spring actually mounts on the perch, there's not a lot of surface area. It's been the leaf spring perches have been rounded off on both front and back. So it just has, there's been a lot of fatigue due to the axle wrap.
Yes.
Over
25 years of wheeling and abuse on this rear axle. Like when you were saying that the rear axle was leaking again and cracked, I never went and like looked at the crack. I just assumed it was like the little 1/2 inch, 1 inch crack that we've welded up, I think twice now.
Maybe. Yeah.
And then I saw the picture that you posted. I was like, oh no, that's because like I was originally thinking like, why don't you I was like, you need to change the angle of the perches anyways, because you're going to redo your rear drive shaft and go back to a carrier bearing drive shaft. So like, why not just cut both perches off You can weld up the axle properly and get, weld that 1/2 inch, 1 inch crack that we keep re-welding, grind it all down, weld it up properly, and then re-weld the new perches on at the angles they need to be for the correct pinion angle.
Yeah.
And then when you sent that picture, I was like, oh no, you get rid of that fucking housing. Like,
yeah. So it's cracked. The whole backside of the perch is cracked all the way across. And then
it was almost like it looked like it was starting to peel your housing open like a tin can.
Yeah.
Like a tuna can. It was pretty impressive.
The inside perch, the one that's closest to the differential, was cracked all the way up to the top of the axle housing.
Yeah.
I don't remember if the outside was cracked that far up or not, but the inside was very visible.
Mm-hmm.
And the front side of that perch, I'd already welded up once before.
Yeah.
I'll post those photos up so that like you can see the amount of stress that was on that axle already.
Yeah.
So I think it's just done. That's time. I'm going to cut so that's all done. All the cracking and all the issues are on the passenger side. I think I'm going to cut the driver side part off just after the differential, and I'm going to turn it into a seal puller.
There you go.
And so
that's what's great about trashing or getting rid of rear Toyota axle housings is you can make another seal puller from it.
Yeah. It's just, I'm reusing it. I'm going to, it's not going to completely die.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, 3/4 of it or whatever is going to die. 2/3 of it's going to die.
Bearing puller. I was like, seal puller. That's not right.
Bearing puller.
Yep.
So I'm going to reuse it, or chunks of it at least. And then I already have another housing that was going to go in Samantha, but now it's, I have it ready to go for Bobcat. So it's already cleaned.
Sweet.
It's already shaved. It's already cleaned up. I think I'm going to try and cut out the oil drain like I have done in the past and put that other plate on the underside.
Yep.
And seal it up that way. Like you were talking about, I am planning on going back to a 2-piece drive line.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to have to adjust the pinion angle. I already have a drive shaft with the carrier bearing in it. And so we were kind of looking at that while we were laying underneath the rig and seeing how it would go and how it works. And I think we have a pretty good game plan for how to set it up. When I removed my carrier bearing originally, I don't know how many years ago, I cut off all the mounting points.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I've got to weld in all the mounting points again.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And figure out how to set that up so it's it's strong enough to handle everything, but not overcoming.
Yeah.
Or not too bulbous, I guess. I don't know. I want to make it looking clean.
Okay.
While we were laying underneath there, Husband spotted that I have a pretty decent crack on my cross member again.
Okay.
So we've repaired my
transfer case cross member.
Rear transfer case cross member. I have the kind that has that like horseshoe.
The horse collar.
Horse collar goes around the output of the T case and then goes to both sides. So this would be now the third time I'm welding that up.
That's probably what gave when you're like, I got to go down the freeway like 70 miles an hour. Yeah, so now you have the extra cracks and now it can flex more and it's not vibrating the whole truck.
Yeah, I mean, that's a possibility.
It's
definitely a possibility.
That's my theory.
Yeah. It could be a dent in a wheel, but now I have made it balanced.
That's true. You did put a big old dent in the wheel.
Yeah. So we pulled the horse collar cross member out.
Okay.
And I'm considering looking at new options like a Bud built style or something because I've been having issues with this. This would be the third time of welding this thing up.
Yeah.
Now,
4-wheel underground has a pretty sweet transfer case skid plate.
Yeah. No, it does. Absolutely. I don't know if I can get that going. I want to go wheeling at the end of the month.
Gotcha.
So I'm on a 1-month timeline to get the rear axle all welded up, put it back in, get the drive shaft figured out, sent down to Sac Driveline to have it cut down and put back together and figure out the cross member. And then I have to I'm considering making new brake lines in the back because I'm probably going to move the T of where it splits.
Yeah.
So there's some stuff happening for sure that I need to really put my foot down and be like, I need to spend time in the shop and do some work so that we can go wheeling at the end of the month with Slow County Crawler guys. And so that's Bobcat. So we ripped out the axle, took it all apart, splines, axle shafts, everything looked great. Funny story about the axle shafts kind of is those are stock. I have they are a stock axle shaft. They're not chromoly axle shafts or anything. They are just the factory axle shafts and they hold up fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've spun the splines on one axle shaft in my past and I've replaced that.
Yeah, that 22RE just has so much power, man.
Yeah. Right. Right. That's it.
Yeah.
It's got all the torques, but not all the power. So, so we, axle teeth and everything on the ring and pinion look good.
Nice.
The axle shafts look good. Everything looks fine when we pulled it out. So, I can start slapping the next one together. But I'm not sure if I want to do that completely yet because I think it might be nice not to have it fully assembled to welding it and cutting it up and putting the bottom skid thing on it and removing the drain. And so I've got a little bit of work ahead of me that I'm going to need to be getting done here soon. So Samantha's going to be put on a small hold because I need to get Bobcat running so I can still go out and wheel.
There you go. Yep.
And have a good time. And then I'll jump back into Samantha.
Nice.
Yeah. So that was my fourth and things that we were up to. Did a little bit of work in the garden, did a little yard work.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Nice. Sounds fun.
Yeah.
It was a good weekend. Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing how quickly that rear axle comes together and get Bobcat up and running.
Me too.
What do you have at the end of the month for wheeling?
We're going on the Rubicon with Slow County Crawlers. They're doing their trail maintenance stuff. And
they're doing that after JJ, I assume, after Jeepers Jamboree.
I don't know when Jeepers is, but last time we went in at the end of Jeepers, they had permission to wheel in because they were going to do trail maintenance and they would do the trail maintenance. They did the trail maintenance like the last few days of Jeepers.
Yep.
When everybody was.
That's what I like to do. Yeah. It's really nice. I'll sometimes, if it's like a high snow year, a wet winter year, I'll put off our Adopt a Trail section on Wentworth Springs until Jeepers Jamboree so that while the trail is closed on that Saturday and everybody's in the springs, we can go do our maintenance over on the Wentworth Springs section.
Yes. So, that's pretty much what I believe the game plan is here.
Nice. Okay.
Is I think we're all staying at Spider.
Yeah.
At Windy Camp.
Cool.
And we'll wheel in there and their Adopt a Trail section is, why can't I? Winter Camp. Yeah. Yep. Windy Camp and Winter Camp messed me up.
The W's.
Yeah. So their Adopt a Trail is Winter Camp to more or less the base of Little Sluice.
Yeah.
And so they're going to have some work there to do. But staying at Windy Camp at Spider is a really easy way for them to get back. Yeah. Which I think it's funny. Like, why aren't you staying at Winter Camp? Like, that's your guys' section. But
Windy
get off
Camp
the trail.
Is great. I love that spot.
It is a great spot. And you have the lake where Winter Camp, you don't really have the water access.
Yeah.
So I get it. But yeah, I think our game plans to wheel in after JJ has gone through, but during the parade time, but we're getting special allowance to go in because we're doing trail maintenance.
That's cool. I will say a huge shout out and kudos to all of the Adopt a Trail clubs on the Rubicon Trail. There's been a lot more effort this year in publicizing the work that the Adopt a Trail clubs are doing on the trail this year. Rubicon Trail Foundation is helping share a lot of that content as well.
Cool.
But I think that it's important that the public understands and knows that their colleagues in the public are the ones that are putting in a ton of energy and effort and resources to maintaining this trail.
Right.
Yes, the trail does get a lot of county-backed resources, a lot of Forest Service-backed resources, some state OHMVR resources, but a lot of the labor hours that goes into maintaining the Rubicon Trail is the general public,
right,
and the users of the trail. So I'm happy that the public is publicizing more of that.
Yeah,
so that people are aware.
Yes.
So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I just want to make it clear, I'm not even sure when JJ necessarily is compared to this trip.
Mhm.
So I know what we've done in the past.
Yeah,
but
it's July. It's the weekend of July 24, 25, 26 is JJ this year.
Okay. Yeah, I don't.
So
I need to look at calendars, but I could be off on my weeks.
Yeah.
But I know that our game plan is to go in on like Friday and do some work on Saturday.
Sweet.
Yeah.
You guys going to do any work on Trash Can?
Nope. I'm not. I'm sure Eddie will be there,
yeah.
but that's not our section.
Okay.
We were just helping that day.
Yeah. That's funny. All right. So cool, man.
Yeah.
My week, I'll start with the Dodge woes.
Yeah. Start with the negative and we'll go to the positive.
That works. So the Dodge is having an interesting issue that we can't figure out what's going on, and it's the fuel system.
Okay.
So when we fill up the tank, and I still haven't looked up how big the tank is in the Dodge. It's a 2018 Dodge Laramie, 3500 dually rear wheel. I can't say rear wheel. So a DRW. And we fill it up with fuel, and it fills all the way up, and the gauge only ever reads just below 3/4 of a tank.
Okay.
And then from there to empty is about using 10 gallons of fuel of diesel. And I know that there's still more in there.
Yeah, sure.
I haven't run the truck empty on the tank yet and then filled it up to see how big the tank is. I should just Google it, be easier. But we're only getting, 10 gallons, 150, 170 miles before quote unquote the gauge says it's empty.
Yeah, gauge reads empty.
Yeah,
but you can still drive.
You can still drive.
Okay,
we're just like it's mainly the company tow vehicle. Yeah. So like we're out on events with a trailer full of $250,000 of gear in it.
Right.
So I don't want to run out of fuel in the middle of nowhere.
Is it a single tank?
It's a single tank. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would assume the float is bad.
That would be my first guess. In order to check that, you got to drop the tank, pull out the whole sender unit. It's all one big unit kind of thing. And that is $1,300 to do.
Woo.
So I'm like, let's see if there's anything else first. So we diagnosticized the wiring, and it's getting the correct amount of voltage and resistance from the sender unit to the ECM that controls the fuel system. So that's all good. The signals are all good. The mechanic place thought that it could have been an ECM calibration issue.
Okay.
So I took it down. They didn't have the software to address it, so I had to take it down to a dealership and have them reflash the fuel system ECM.
Okay.
They did that, and that didn't fix it either. So we're back to dropping the fuel tank and just replacing the entire fuel sender unit.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Bummer.
Yep.
Can't they just raise the bed or lift the bed?
I don't know which would be easier, more difficult with the tools that they have available to do. So
I know I need to do the sending units, fuel unit stuff on Clifford's. Both of his tanks need some love. The front tank is empty 100% of the time.
Okay.
And the rear tank I think has a hole in the pickup. So it shows that it's like a third full. It's a little below that. It shows it's like a quarter full, and it acts as if it's running, and it runs out of gas.
Okay.
So yeah, both of them need to be redone. And I've heard you can, whatever side the tanks are, whatever side the tank is, you can undo the bolts of the bed that side, and then the other side you loosen them a ways, and you can just tilt the bed up.
Yeah.
Probably undo the blinker lights or whatever, but you can just tilt the bed up, and then you can get to it.
Yeah.
So I hope there's something as easy as that for yours.
I don't know. I just know that mechanics don't go off of, they don't bill based on what they can do. Right. They bill based on book time.
Yeah.
So if the official Dodge repair manual says that in order to fix this, you're supposed to drop the tank and do all that, that's what they're going to bill for. They may end up just fucking pulling the bed and doing the fuel sender unit through the bed because it's easier for them, but I'm still going to get billed for the book time.
Yeah.
So
just cut a hole in the bed.
Right. You just cut a hole and use an access hatch for this. So anyways, that's where the Dodge is at currently.
Bummer.
But I took Fiona to the warehouse and dropped off Fiona for the weekend and picked up the Dodge so I could drive the Dodge around all weekend long and kind of get a real idea of the symptoms and what's going on. So I could communicate all this with the mechanic and the dealership and everything. So
Okay.
The Dodge, the inline 8-cylinder, the 6.7 of the Cummins is really nice for braking. I mean, you just get a ton of low end torque, right? A ton of low end torque. And with the engine brake on, it uses all that low end torque and engine compression for braking.
Okay.
So it brakes way better than the Ford does. But the Ford has so much more get up and go.
Oh,
it's impressive how much more it has.
Okay.
The amenities inside are way better in the Ford. Granted, it's a 5-year newer vehicle than the Dodge. But then the sound systems, the music, the stereo systems for like just driver amenity and being comfortable and being happy while you're driving the vehicle, for long distances, I think the Dodge may have it beat.
Really?
Which is impressive because I've always loved the sound system in the Ford. I think the Ford has a better clarity, but the Dodge has a better subwoofer bass system in it that makes you feel the music a lot better than the Ford does. So the Ford obviously has a much bigger fuel tank. It's a 50-gallon tank in there, so it can go 800 miles without towing or hauling anything. Whereas the Dodge right now is only getting 150 miles before you got to refill it, which is annoying. But it's I don't know, it's comparisons just interesting to me to compare the two prevalent diesel motors in the market right now.
Yeah, that's cool.
But the fun thing, when the dealership was flashing the fuel system ECM, the tech sent me recommendations that they would recommend me doing. And they're like, the brakes need to get redone. I was like, that makes sense. And I was like, how much meat is left on them? They're like 4 millimeters. I'm like, okay, we're getting down there where we need to get them done. And the quote to do the brakes from a dealership.
Yeah.
How much do you think it costs?
From a dealership?
From a dealership to do the front brakes and the rear brakes. Of a 3,500 dually Dodge.
$1,200.
To do both?
Yeah.
Higher, Bob.
What? To do, was it $1,200 for just the front?
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh my gosh.
Sir.
Okay. So, $2,200.
Higher, Bob.
$3,000.
Ooh, a little lower, Bob.
Oh, 28.
Oh, let me do the math. Lower, Bob.
27.5.
Ooh, lower, Bob.
25.
Ooh, ding, 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 ding. $2,500 to do the brakes on the Dodge. Like they sent me the quote and then he was like trying to explain it to me. And I was like, look, dude, I understand brakes. I know how brakes work. I know how to change brakes. You guys are gouging people, charging $2,500 to do the fucking brakes on this truck. And he goes, well, it's the brakes and the rotors. And I was like, I don't give a shit what it is. Like,
yeah,
that's approaching replacing the transmission in this fucking car. What are you talking about? And he was just kind of looking at me and I was like, I'm not getting it done here. I'll do it myself. I got $2,500 is outrageous. And they just was like, sorry, that's what book price is. I was like, yeah, congratulations. Whoever you can screw over to get to pay that, congratulations to you. So
yes,
$2,500 to do the brakes on the Dodge.
So did you do the brakes?
No, I haven't done it yet. They need to get done before the next trip though with it. So, anyways, I thought that was entertaining and gave me a heart attack almost.
I'll do them for you for $2,000.
$2,000? What a deal. Jesus Christ. Oh man.
I'm saving you $300.
I know.
Or $500.
That's over a 10% discount. That's a 20% discount, man.
Yeah,
What is,
I'll give you a 20% discount.
Right? Okay.
And I'll even buy the parts.
Wow. Look at what a guy. Anyway, I haven't looked at the parts, but I know that Ford, the F350 brakes and rotors, I think all in are about $700 for parts. $600-$700, somewhere around there. So, anyways, oh my God, I hate dealers. I hate dealerships. I hate dealerships. I hate dealerships. Anyway, so that was the Dodge.
Okay.
The rest of the weekend was pretty chill. I got the Ford back with the camper on it. Ryan was borrowing it for his vacation.
Okay. Nice.
Down in the Fresno area.
Yeah.
So he goes down to Wishon during the summertime around Moonlight Madness.
Right.
So he does Moonlight Madness as the event and then takes a week off after that to hang out with his grandfather at Wishon Lake.
Yeah, cool.
So he said that the camper was awesome. The electrical system was very impressive the whole time. He goes, battery it stayed topped off the entire time. I don't think I ever dropped the batteries below like 95%.
Wow.
And I was like, yeah, I mean, I don't think I dropped the batteries below 90% on the trip to Lassen at all. So the electrical system is working very, very well in the camper right now. I got the new door to modify the hole in the side of the camper.
Oh yeah.
So that came in. So I got to do that now. See if I can get that done before Jeepers Jamboree trip. Yeah, I might be able to. We'll see. I might do it this weekend because I'll be back. So anyways, I got the new door for the hole in the side of the camper. Apparently the cabinet in the bathroom fell off.
Oh.
At some point, I don't know when, but Ryan found it on his trip. So I got to put
it fell off, but not out. It didn't come. Like, is the hole still there? Did you like duct tape over it?
The hole is duct taped over. And it doesn't go through to the inside wall, right?
Okay.
Of the camper. So it's a dual wall.
Yeah.
Camper.
Yeah.
Anyways, so it didn't go into the inner wall of the camper. So it's just through the outer wall. So I'm going to cut out that section, clean it all up, and then put this new bigger door there, and it'll be a bigger storage cubby now.
Yeah, right.
Along with the electrical outlet, the shore power line. And then the cabinet fell off in the bathroom, and I think that fell off because the door latch on it is bad. And so just driving around the door, constantly opening and closing, creates leverage, and
hold itself
off of the wall. The funny part is that the back of the cabinet is still attached to the wall. So the back of the cabinet is held onto the cabinet via staples. All those staples came out. So I just have to
screw it in,
nail brat it, screw it in, whatever. And then, screw back up to the wall
and then fix the door.
And then fix the door latch. Yes, that needs to get done now. Now that it's a problem, I have to get it done.
Yep.
I don't have to get things done until they're problems, right? So anyways, that's the story on the camper. Once that's all done, I need to start looking at the next step of the camper, which is setting up the inverter in it. I think we've talked about this. Set up the inverter and isolate the 110 volt circuit in the camper off of the charging circuit for shore power.
Okay.
And then what I'll do is when I do that, I will tap in a little 110 line to run off of the power generator or shore power if I want to. And then that big cubby that I'm creating.
Yes.
I'll store an extra 100-foot power cable, 110 power cable in it, something like that. So, and that way, if I ever want to hook it up to shore power, I can just tap into the line I add into that 110 volt circuit, or find a way to manually have like a jumper to tie into the shore power circuit. But essentially my goal is the shore power is only going to charge the batteries.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
And then everything in the camper will run off of the battery system.
Got it.
So that includes a new 12 volt heat pump, air conditioner, and heater system.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
So I need to start looking into those. Instagram has figured out I'm interested in them.
Yeah.
And my algorithm has started serving me some 12 volt heat pump RV air AC systems. So HVAC systems, whatever they're called for RVs. So that'll be the next step, is looking into those, but that's probably going to happen after the summer. So
got it.
Let's see. Speaking of algorithms.
Okay.
I think it's always fascinating to me. If you talk with people about what shows up on their Instagram, you don't phrase it as, what is your algorithm right now?
Yeah.
You phrase it as, you start the conversation of, my Instagram, I'm seeing a bunch of stuff about RV 12 volt heat pump systems. Right.
Right.
And then you see if you can get the other person to talk about their Instagram and what's coming through on their feed. And that tells you a little bit a lot about what kind of interests they're interested in right now, right?
Right. I think a good one to do is like if you go to your Instagram and then you go to, what's it called? Let's see. I'm going to Instagram right now. And then you hit the little search button.
Oh, yeah. What pops up in the search feed?
What pops up in the search feed?
Yep.
Mine's all pretty ladies. On the snail trail. Like it's not trucks on SnailTrail4x4. It's all pretty ladies.
That's funny.
It's like what catches your eye.
Yep.
Okay, pretty ladies.
Yep. Instagram knows, the algorithm figures out what catches your eye and what you just stay a little bit longer on compared to everything else. So mine right now is like 100% Neil the Seal.
What? What is Neil to Seal?
Neil the Seal.
Is this something for Reed?
Nope. It's definitely for me.
I have no idea what this is.
Okay. So if you're an Australian, you probably know Neil the Seal. Neil.
So, speaking of Australians, before you say this, supposedly Charles Locke also called back in and explained fanny packs.
A fanny pack?
So on Friday's episode, we're going to have to skip ahead to that one.
Yeah. That's cool. I did see that we had another Australian phone call come in recently. So that's probably what that is.
Yeah. Okay. Neil the Seal. Oh.
Before I get into Neil the Seal, I want to hear from Australians what you guys think of Neil the Seal. So call in, pause the show real quick. Don't listen to what I'm going to say because I want to hear your guys' actual feelings and about Neil the Seal before I get into Neil the Seal.
Okay.
So pause the show, call into the voice line. Let me know what you guys think of Neil the Seal, and then let us know that you called, and we'll play that on tomorrow's episode as well. Or I guess not tomorrow's episode because we don't have time to. We'll play it as soon as you guys call. Anyways, Neil the Seal.
Yes.
Neil the Seal is a 5-year-old bull elephant seal.
Okay.
He was born in Tasmania on a beach that doesn't really typically get a lot of seal activity.
Okay.
But every winter, he comes back to this beach into this little town in Tasmania
to look for a mate.
Just to hang out.
Oh, okay.
He's just hanging out.
I was like, poor guy. If no seals show up and he's coming back to look for a mate, he's all alone. He's like, where are my friends? I want friends.
Maybe that's what is causing this. I haven't looked into the biological
why they return.
Why seals return to certain beaches if they're like turtles.
Yeah.
Sea turtles
or salmon.
Or salmon, they return back to mate.
Yeah.
But what's happening is he's the only bull seal that shows up to this town in Tasmania.
Okay.
And since he's the only one, typically bull seals, when they all come in to escape the winter, right, up to this, back to these beaches where they congregate at, it's a big social gathering for bull seals, right?
Sure.
And so they lay around on the beach and they kind of like cuddle, right?
Yeah.
They're up against each other and laying up. And these are like 1,000, 2,000 pound seals. They're massive fucking seals.
Yeah. Up there with walruses.
Right?
Yeah.
So they kind of like cuddle around. They're sleeping in these giant just packs of 2,000 pound seals and blubber.
Yeah.
And the other thing they do is they kind of challenge each other's strength, right?
Yeah.
So they rear up and ram into each other with their chests, right? There's no other bull seals for Neil to do this at this town that he comes back to year after year.
Okay.
So he ends up going into the town and laying around in the middle of the roads, sunbathing, stopping all the traffic. He'll lean up against fences and take naps against fences. And they think that that's mimicking like this need for bull seals to just nap on each other.
Yeah.
So he'll just go up, and because he's really pushed into these fences, he ends up pushing fences over.
Yeah.
He will go to test his strength and like do that like male.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a socializing thing that bull seals do.
Probably a not showing off, but he's showing his dominance.
I think that's kind of what it is, and it's a test of dominance to see what seals have better strengths or better mass or what their BMIs are, right? I don't know. Anyways, so any vertical pole in the area gets totally destroyed, knocked over, whether it's Like, and there's some like robust, fully reinforced concreted poles that he is just knocking over and destroying. And so this is now the fourth or fifth year that he's shown back up to this town in Tasmania. So now the whole town has created a protocol for Neil the Seal, the law enforcement agency, law enforcement in the town. And so literally Neil has his own security detail that follows him around to keep the crowds and people away, keep him from getting run over, let traffic know that, hey, he stopped in the middle of this road. He weighs 2,000 pounds. We're not moving him.
No.
So traffic, you need to turn around and go another way.
Yeah.
So there's literally a security detail with him almost 24/7.
Jeez.
There's cones put up everywhere to warn people of all the broken poles in the area. He just comes in and it's Neil's life and the town just has to live with him. And my Instagram feed is 100% Neil the Seal feed right now.
That's funny.
And
That's
so
super funny.
It's hilarious. And I told my wife about this, the secretary, and she was just like, why is this? Because I'm just laughing this whole time about the chaos and how is the town dealing with this 2,000-pound male bull, elephant seal. And she's just like, why? I don't understand why this is so fascinating to you. And I was like, I don't either, but I'm sending you every single video. So I've been sharing like every single video across my feed with my wife, and I'm pretty sure she's getting pissed by now.
That's funny.
So
I was doing similar stuff with the World Cup. I was sending videos of like the Norwegians doing their rowing, or just the Holland celebration, and all the different things happening that all the countries are doing that the USA doesn't have any history or knowledge of the hell is happening.
Yeah.
Sending it all to the assistant, being like, look at this country, what it's doing. And look at this, look at Japan cleaning up after, and just all that stuff. And she's like, okay, thanks. I'm good. Thanks.
Can you stop, please? Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, I find it fascinating that there's this one elephant seal that keeps coming back to this one town in Tasmania, this little shore town, no other seals around,
and just destroying
stuff. And the town is just like, what do we do? They don't know how to handle it.
I wonder if they could just what if they just made a like fake seal that laid on the beach that was warm,
that he just cuddled up
and
with,
he just cuddled up and just stayed there.
I don't know. I don't know. I find it a fascinating problem that this town has, and I find it absolutely fascinating to see what they're trying to do to solve this problem. And so far, their strategy is, we're just going to let him do whatever he wants, and we're going to keep people away from him.
Yeah.
So
Seems
they gave
like
him a security detail.
$1 or $2 bullet could solve this problem pretty quick.
Well, totally. But now he's such a loved member of like the globe now.
Yeah.
That if they got rid of him that way, there would be a lot of people up in arms about it.
Yeah.
Myself included.
Yeah.
So
it's weird. Neil didn't show up next year.
Right. Maybe he moved on. Oh, it's weird.
Yeah.
And but on the plus side, we have like 5 fridges full of seal meat now, if anybody wants any.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, that's seal, Neil the Seal.
Yeah.
And my Instagram feed right now, my algorithm.
I wonder how seal meat tastes.
I don't know. Seal blubber is super valuable stuff though.
It is.
It works
all blubber,
great.
I think is.
It works great on a lot of different things, weatherproofing stuff, insulation, nutritional value. There's a lot of value to seal blubber. So
yeah. Speaking of down under, Charles, where's our present? You said you were sending us something. Oh. And I know what it is. Tyler doesn't know what it is. So I don't want to let the cat out of the bag.
Let the seal out of the bag?
Or the seal out of the bag.
That's just FYI. The seal's coming out of the bag if he wants to come out of the bag.
Yeah. So, do you have it, Charles? Where is it?
Yeah. All right. So that was the algorithm part. Neil the Seal. Let's see. So this year, 4th of July.
Okay.
We didn't do anything. Let me see. The first year.
Yeah.
that read.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Because he was too young. He wouldn't have known about it. I think the fireworks could have scared him as a little kid, littler. But now he's kind of old enough to start understanding, the world around him.
Yeah.
And he's really wanting to understand the world around him and new things. So I went and got a bunch of fireworks.
Okay.
And did a little fireworks thing at our house.
Cool.
Because we're in Sacramento City and we're allowed to have fireworks
in the field right beyond your house.
Right in the field. It was great. No, we didn't. We did in the street. And so my grandmother as well didn't really have any plans for 4th of July. So we invited her over. So I went and picked her up, brought her back. We made dinner, and then started putting together fireworks around dusk. And he really enjoyed them.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So we got a bunch of tame stuff. So not really loud things.
Yeah.
But stuff that was visually appealing and stuff that he could handle fairly safely, fairly close by. Right. So we got smoke bombs. We got the snakes. We got sparklers. Sure. We got those spinners that light up and spin. Yep. So we got a bunch of those. And then we got a bunch of like the fountain style ones.
Cool.
So
did you get the one? I saw one this year that was, it like sent out these blurps of like light, like big, like raindrop size things. Mm-hmm. And they were all different colors: purple, green, blue, teal, like all the colors of the rainbow, just like bloop, bloop, bloop. I was like, that's unique. And I've never seen anything like it. And it's really colorful and pretty. It was cool.
Yeah. We had one that was a constant stream of bright white, I'm guessing phosphorus sparks, right? With little color bloops that came out. Bloop, bloop,
okay.
Bloop. So that one was pretty neat.
That was cool.
Yeah. But he loved the smoke bombs.
Okay.
He loved the snakes. We didn't get enough snakes apparently.
Did you get the strobes?
No. What are the strobes?
It's one that goes like flash, 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 flash. It's like a strobe light.
Okay.
Yeah. Those are always fun. And they're not loud, and it's just bright light, stop, bright light, stop, bright light, stop.
Okay.
And I always make the joke when it goes, you have to dance because then you look like you're in slow motion,
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. But he really enjoyed it all. And yeah, it was fun. But by the end of it, because it's at nighttime, his bedtime is like 7:30.
Yeah.
7:30 to 8, somewhere in there. So by the time we were done with everything, it was like 9:15, and he was just barely keeping his eyes open, like passing out on us in mom's lap. So that was fun to kind of do the fireworks and let him experience it.
Cool.
Right?
Yeah.
So
that's great. I think that's a good intro, right? To fireworks. Is it's not these huge, ginormous ones that make loud noises and have big bangs, or it's not the screamy ones that are over the top. And I think that was a very good way to do it. Was just sort of like a very easy intro to fireworks.
And it was kind of like I purposefully chose pretty low risk stuff. That way you could also teach safe firework handling education too for a toddler, kind of thing, hey, you need to stand far back from this one. Hey, these are hot afterwards. Cause, the other thing is, setting up proper safety for if something catches on fire or a firework doesn't behave properly. And so having buckets of water, a hose, fire extinguisher nearby.
Yeah.
So we were taking after each one, a firework was done, we would let it sit until after the next one was done. And then we would take the previous one and throw it in the bucket of water. Perfect. So give it a chance to cool down.
Yep.
And then throw it in the bucket of water. So
nice. Good job.
Teaching him just safe fire handling techniques so that as he gets older, he knows how to handle fire safely and can play around with fire.
Yeah. Gonna be a pyro.
That's like teaching him how to climb things, right? He really wants to climb stuff. So I want to make sure he knows how to do it safely.
Right.
So, yeah. Anyways, that was pretty much my weekend. I had nothing else. I didn't really work on the vehicles too much. I ran the 4Runner to Kermit to make sure the battery was still charged. And, that was pretty much it.
Is the transmission and T cases out?
No, they're still in there.
Okay.
I took the spare transfer case, the rear case, over to Jason, and he just got back from vacation. So he's now collecting parts and putting them together to build the dual cases for it. Once I get the dual cases back from Jason, I'll take the dual case setup out of Kermit, swap in the new one, and then take the broken dual cases back to Jason and have him do it again.
There you go.
Cool.
Cool.
So I'll have a full set of dual cases sitting around ready to go for Kermit.
Okay.
So
sweet.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Let's see. That's pretty much it. Fiona got no upgrades. We're going out to Barrett Lake this week. Barrett Lake is open, by the way.
Yes, it is.
As of July 1st, they got it open early this year. Huge shout out to the Highlanders for going in and removing 82 trees.
Wow.
At least from the trail. Which is just always fathoms my head. I don't understand how it works, but that also goes into the power of scalability that we just don't understand as human beings. Every year, it seems like there's at least 65, 70 plus trees that are fallen down and are blocking Barrett Lake's trail, right? The trail, Barrett Lake. And you'd think that every year that happens, you're going to run out of trees next to the trail.
Right.
But it's not. You barely even notice it at all. Like It's not really noticeable that this many trees are coming down. And I think that just goes to show how voluptuous our forests are and how many trees are actually out there. I don't think that we understand as human beings the power of scalability.
Not to that level.
Not to that level, right?
Yeah.
So huge shout out to the Highlanders. Removed 82 trees this year. I want to say it was like 76 last year, 74 or something like that. And they painted the bathrooms.
Oh, good.
So apparently they didn't paint them last year, or at least it wasn't like a permanent paint job. It was kind of a temporary to keep them from falling apart over winter.
Yeah.
So they painted them in the permanent US Forest Service paint brown that should protect them for years to come.
Cool.
And they look fantastic now out there. So
awesome.
Yeah. So that's Barrett Lake is open as of July 1st. Hopefully, if we have a good season this year, it'll stay open through November 30th. But we'll see. It just depends on weather.
Yeah.
And what comes out for the winter storm year this year. But I will be going out a midweek trip Wednesday through Friday this week. So when this episode airs, I'll be out on Barrett Lake with the secretary and the kiddo.
Nice.
So,
jealous.
Yep. Secretary is unemployed right now.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. She's enjoying her unemployment and relaxing, and we get to do some midweek wheeling trips now.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Well, if you guys have any questions or comments for us, you can always get a hold of us on Instagram. I'm over at SnailTrail4x4. Tyler's over at 4x4 Toyota Tyler. You can email us, Jimmy or Tyler, at SnailTrail4x4, or you can hit us up on the Discord and chat with us there pretty much any time. We're always on there. There's been some fun discussions going on out there as well. Yep. So, and in addition, you can phone in, be a part of our snail mail episodes that come out tomorrow on Fridays. Mm-hmm. And that phone number is area code 916-345-4744.
Sweet. That's about does it. I think we're all good. That's all I got for the show. That's all you got. So any final words to wrap everything up today for everybody?
Looking forward to installing a wolf box.
And with that, my friends, keep crawling.